without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend, talented author, Sarah Barton.
It's a terrible thing. It is. Thanks a lot, Dave. Thank you. Just like Dave, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, because whether you're aware of it or not, every one of you has contributed to this creation of the book. Now, the paranoid amongst you are probably thinking, oh my God, has she based a character on me? You'll have to read it to find out. And the ultra paranoid amongst you, I suggest that you get all your friends to read it just in case you miss something. The funny thing about writing a novel, and I'm sure my writer friends would agree, is that once a character has been created, and by that I mean it's been transferred from pen to paper or laptop or whatever your medium is, they're here. You can no more uncreate them as you could reverse the delivery of a baby, painful but true. The character lives, and as someone else shares your story, the character exists to them also, and so it goes on. So when I gave birth to the ladies as such, I had an unspoken obligation to see them grow and develop, much as you would with your own child. So you have an idea of what they should do, how they should live, usually based on your own aspirations and failings. And so as a writer, you set out to dutifully carve a path for them to tread. You carefully construct your plot, you construct a storyboard and meticulously create a timeline to ensure that everything goes to plan. For those of you who have children, when has that ever happened? So, perhaps you would have dearly liked your child to take a career in creative advertising, for example, because that's something you've always wanted to do. And then they come home and tell you that they're going to be a potholing guide in Slovenia. Don't get me wrong, I've not got anything against potholing or Slovenia. It just wasn't the plan. This is exactly my problem I faced with the ladies. I knew where they were going and I knew how they were going to get there. Unfortunately, they all had different ideas. And without the courtesy of consulting me, they went off and they did their own thing. Hayley was the first to rebel. I phoned Dave and I said, Hayley's gone AWOL, I can't rein her in, what should I do? And his reply was, let her go, see where she takes you. I had no other option but to do just that. And you know, he was right. Hayley did a much better job than I could. But I do have an affinity on some level with each one, and I think as a writer you do have to have that, because then it reads true. If you don't have that affinity, the reader can tell that it's not real. Hayley's story is underpinned by her desperation to have a baby. We'd been married for a few years when I discovered that I faced the same situation as Hayley. And I can remember quite clearly the heartache every month. Happily, as you know, we've got Sam and Emily. Amanda, the other end of the scale, is a victim of domestic abuse. Thankfully, that's nothing that I've ever experienced, although I'm sure Alan has probably felt But I do see both victims and perpetrators in my line of work, and I've drawn on those stories in understanding the terror of not knowing which monster would be waiting for you at home. My affinity with Jane comes in the form of her relationship with her parents. Very much like my own parents, they never judged me, scoop me up, dust me off, set me back on my feet again, no matter what trouble I get into, and I do. Now we come to Marianne, the lovely carefree spendaholic. I can so relate to her. Shopping is an essential part of her life of existing, like breathing. If she has a bad hair day, she buys a pair of new shoes. It's the answer, creating a distraction from one end of the body that's causing the distress. If she has a fat day, buy a new handbag. The bigger the better, it covers a multitude of sins. I know that I can always convince myself that a luxury is in fact a necessity, and to not make that purchase would probably alter the course of the universe, and therefore it would be rude not to. Seriously though, all of these issues are secrets kept by many women. I'm not on a crusade, but if it helps anyone who's in a similar situation, that would be an amazing thing. Aside from that, my main aim is that the book provokes a reaction from the reader, whether that be outrage or happiness. If it resonates in any way with the reader, then my job is done. If you enjoy, I hope you enjoy meeting the ladies when you read the book. If you do, I'd be really grateful if you could post a review on Amazon. If you don't enjoy it, then it's David's fault for giving me rubbish advice. Once again, I'd like to thank you all, especially those who've travelled a long distance to be with me tonight. In particular, my fellow writers that Dave alluded to, my fabulous friends in the Crayon Club, a rebel faction who broke away from many a writers' festival to provide our own drunken entertainment, and we're still doing it really well, actually. Without their help and constant encouragement, this book just simply wouldn't exist. My host in particular has given me constant support since the day I met him in the toilets. You've heard the story because he tells it all the time. David Evans. I'm not loitering in toilets, that is not what I do.
Oh, but you do?
Yeah, thanks.
Too much about it.
My secret's out. Dave, always at the end of the phone, emailing backwards and forwards, answering my never-ending list of queries and doubts. I think he's changed his number now, and I know he's thinking of leaving the country. But just so you know, Dave, I'll find you. I'd like to thank my friends, and you know who you are, because you've been holding my hand through the whole journey. Also, happy birthday to Denise. Who's sharing her birthday evening celebrating my book launch, although I only had to tell her about the Prosecco and she was kind of on board.
In a heartbeat, my life. Yeah.
Finally, thank you to my beautiful friend Samantha, who sadly is no longer with us. But if she had been here, she'd have elbowed her way to the front, shoved me out of the way, and said, "You think it's all about her?" She might have written the book, because it was me who told her she could do it.